Right now, we are doing like Nigeria, so it's okay.
Oh my god.
Let me send this link to Nelly now.
All right. No, go to the main room.
Are we live already?
We are.
Oh, hi guys.
And I don't have my microphone on, but nothing as in like today is.
I even forgot myself.
Today is that kind of day. Utibe has launched.
Hi, Utibe.
Her food company. I think it's called Ifan. Tell me.
Oops, sorry.
Beauty by a day. Hi. I'm gonna see you soon. Hi. Hi. Man.
Dupe, welcome back.
Thank you.
So nice to see you. You
Thank
actually
you.
look like you're tanned a little bit. Or is it my
Thank you.
eyes?
Do black people tan?
Yes.
Thank you.
But you're like glowing one kind, sure. Welcome back.
Sleep. I rested.
I can. That's the name of Utibe's. Sorry, I said I can. Is it I can?
ICANN is for accounting people.
No. It's IKAN.
Maybe it might be ECAN.
That's what I think. I just
I
want
think
to.
it's ECAN. Like Afang. I'm rhyming. Like a Dikai Kong. I am rhyming. See, my voice is gentle. Can you people tell? I'm no violence today. I'm booting.
You that when they call Nigeria now.
No. You know that thing when they say one day, one trouble. One lie. It's that country.
It is pronounced Ikan.
Oh, you see. What did we say, Tolu?
That's what we said. You can.
Oh, congrats to
Bam.
you.
We have family members in Akwa Ibom and Calabar now.
You and who?
I have.
She says it means fire.
Hmm.
Well done, Utibe. Drop the handle so we can help you advertise it.
Happy birthday to you guys. You guys had your birthday on November 14th, right?
Yes, I turned 18.
I was 12.
If you're guys on the show, you're underage.
I turned 12, and then now I'm 13. So every week, add 1 year.
Anyway, if you see my daughter, I told her you're 26 years old, so just keep that age. If not, she will help and broadcast you anyway.
Oh, good Lord, man.
Where's
I don't know. I think not
joining us today. He's at work. We'll miss him. Kingsley will miss you.
All right, let's help Utibe to advertise. She says is Ikan Food. So check out Ikan Food on Insta. Utibe has started her business. If you have anything to advertise, you can also advertise. Today is free advertisement for everyone. If you want to advertise your business, your small business, big business, any business, drop the link, drop the @ and we'll share it on the screen and it will go out to all our many followers. Oh my goodness, we're getting, FYI, we've made our first $1 on Facebook. Everybody say hallelujah. Hallelujah. $1.96. I'm so pleased. Oh my goodness, we're making money. Well, small money, but we're making something. I need to get my what's it called? Okay, so I think we should move straight into it because we don't even have time. No
Mhm.
advertising today. I'm all nice and warm and comfy. So, and you all should. Tolu, please, next time you come on screen, make sure you have earrings on. Make sure
Do
that it
I?
looks like you just tumbled out of bed.
I have
And
earrings on. I never remove my earrings.
those are not earrings; those are dots. Dots. We need to see them. We need to see what you're wearing.
Oh goodness. Oh god.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Um, power. Power. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into it. Um, Producer, please lead us while we get into it.
Schoolgirls taken from Maga Town on Monday. Gunmen rode in on motorcycles, shot their way onto the grounds, and killed the vice principal. A well-planned pre-dawn attack that underscores the growing insecurity across the country.
As they entered, they pulled their guns to shoot him. He pleaded, "Don't shoot me, allow me to stand up." As he got up, he praised God, saying, "Allah is the greatest, no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger." He urged me not to cry and to continue praising God. I joined him in his prayers, then they pulled the trigger and shot him. As he fell, I immediately rushed to touch him, but they pointed a gun at me and said, "If you touch him, we will shoot you."
The incident bears the marks of a kidnapping for ransom and echoes the abductions of schoolgirls in the town of Chibok in 2014 that shocked the world. Monday's attack is the latest in hundreds of similar kidnappings that have been carried out since.
The unfortunate thing has already happened. They have abducted our children. We have come, we have seen things by ourselves. And we see the parent that their children were being abducted. And we give them confidence, we give them our words that we'll do everything possible to ensure that their children are being rescued.
The principal reported on Tuesday that one girl escaped, reaching home safely only hours after she was taken. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack, but mass school kidnappings for ransom are a common reality in northern Nigeria, where armed gangs operate freely.
Let's say people have been kidnapped in the market. It doesn't go far. If people have been kidnapped on the road, it doesn't go far. What gains traction is when strategic kidnapping like school, children. I'm very sure tomorrow you will see UNICEF issuing statements, Save the Children issuing statements, international agencies issuing statements. It gives the traction that that feeds into the propaganda machinery of those terrorist groups.
Monday's attack was the second mass school abduction in Kebbi in 4 years. That same day, 64 more people were seized in neighboring Zamfara. Many other abductions never make the news, taking place in remote areas where communication barely exists, where victims can vanish without a trace. Zain Basravi, Al Jazeera.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to our
So here we are. Ellie,
Yeah.
Welcome aboard this distress ship.
I don't even want to, I mean, because the truth is that it's not just girls that are being kidnapped. So, I mean, we need to just take note of that. That is much more than just girls.
And
There are
I think,
girls,
to your point, can we just make sure that we center our conversation around human beings? I don't want
exactly.
conversations of girls and
Yes.
boys and
Exactly.
Christians.
So, no, because we said who will feel like
Humans.
safe. Yeah, humans. Like,
I mean, I think
the whole country.
no, I mean, the reason why the girls are being, for me, why I think it's important that we say girls is because they're not going to boys' school to kidnap a group of boys. They're going to kidnap a group of girls. So we have to understand that there is a problem. This is not the first time that they're kidnapping a group of girls. So there is a targeted situation here with girls, and I think it would be derelict of us not to highlight it's, yes, I know that a lot of people are getting harmed in this process, but there is a group of girls, and this is not the first time. That's just, for me, the reason why I think this is important, that we say, who will save our girls?
So
Because,
yesterday they went to
during,
the school they went to yesterday wasn't a girls' school. They went to a private school yesterday where they took about 100 students, and it's a mixed school. It's a St. Mary's school in Niger State. So it wasn't just a girls only school, it was actually mixed. So whether it was only girls they took, I don't know, but the school is mixed. So it's not just, it just looks like that. I mean, look at the church that they even went to. This one was this, at least this is the one that we've even seen with our eyes. You know, these other ones we're just hearing. This one we've seen it with our eyes. I mean, we know it wasn't. It was, this one was an area of everyone that they could grab, except maybe for the elderly, right? So I mean, this is something that's really distressing. I was looking at the list and I was trying to compile like a timeline. Um, this thing started. I mean, everybody knows where this started from. And me, I can't remember who I was conversing, who I was talking with that time when I said, I mean, it is alleged anyway, but this Boko Haram ISWAP thing started really when Jonathan was in power. And I recall I've seen videos where even current president was saying, you know, security, this, that. But now there are so many videos of where the origin of, you know, this present issue we have now is coming from. Because now what we are even hearing now is the recent one I heard or I watched was that while Tinubu, when Jonathan was campaigning to be re-elected, they had told him that he can't. Because don't forget, Jonathan wasn't supposed to be president. Remember? He was vice president and became president because the president then died and everything. So, and at that point, don't forget, it was regional. It was supposed to be a northern person ruling. So they had told him that, look, you cannot come back. All this is alleged, that you cannot come back. But I mean, the forces were behind him. People were behind him. He said he was going to campaign and come back. Then they said, okay, you know what, no problem. They now went and now got most of these people. They went to Chad and our neighboring. That's where they got these guys. They brought them in and they said, you know what, if this guy decides that he's going to come back, I think we're going to help him. And we're going to show that this country will be at unrest. So when Jonathan got wind of it, and that's the difference between a noble person and someone that is just greedy. When he got wind of it, he said, I would not sacrifice millions of lives just because I want to come in for a second term. And I heard that. That was when he said, you know what, I concede, I'm not going to, you know, fight this. Whatever happens, if they say I don't win or if they say I shouldn't. And that was how it ended. Now, these guys that they now ended up bringing in allegedly, because when they brought them in, they had given them, of course, they paid them. These are guys that are probably not doing, I want to imagine they're not doing anything. I don't know. So they brought them in, they paid them to do a job, and maybe they started doing some of the job, but they didn't, because they said, okay, you know what, we don't need you anymore. Recently, I heard that in Borno State, they rehabilitated Boko Haram members, and between January and now, they have spent 2.4 billion on their rehabilitation. Now, if they are spending 2.4 billion naira on rehabilitation of this rehabilitation, that they want them to be better, they will feed them, clothe them, whatever. How much do you think they would have spent in bringing mercenaries from outside to come and do dirty work? Obviously, that would be much more. Do you understand? So my point here is that these guys have come in, they've seen that there's so much money in this. They now refuse to go back, and they stayed and remained and became a nuisance. So I think this is what has escalated to what it is today. And I keep on asking people, where is our vice president? Because I'm not even hearing the guy, I'm not even seeing the guy. Me personally, it wasn't Odupe or Shade was saying, me personally, I just feel that these guys are just doing this to frustrate Tinubu. I'm not saying Tinubu is, but I just think they're using to frustrate him so that he can leave, because the northern people are not happy with him. That's where I'm seeing it, because it's unrealistic how even in Lagos, there are different stories of kidnappings happening in Lagos. If he's already coming to the southwest, we've already seen that there's a problem. I was going to read some of the statistics I had found. Since 2024, there was a school kidnapping in Kaduna, 200 students were taken. There was another one in Yobe, 130 villagers were massacred, and farmers. Those ones were farmers and villagers. There was another one in 2024 again. This was in Zamfara. 30 bandits raided another village. Another one in 2025. This was somewhere in Kaduna. Another one in 2025 March. Armed forces Boko Haram and ISWAP took 217 kidnapped 217 people. Another one in March in northern Nigeria, they kidnapped 11 people to Kebbi State. There's another one in January. This 72 suspects were arrested, but they took 76 people and they released 8 people as of then. Another one in March again. This is the military one. They attacked 2 military bases. This one was also ISWAP and Boko Haram. In June 2025, they did another one, the Kwara one, killed 2 police officers and took a Chinese person. 2025, another one again. 2,740 people were reportedly killed in that. Then these ones that we heard, the school one, 2 of the school ones, we've heard 2 school ones, we've seen the one of the church that has happened again. So like it's for me, I don't know, it's distressing. So far we've heard that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has asked the Nigerian defense person to go and sit down in Kebbi State until those girls are brought home. I don't know. We heard about, I'm sure everybody heard about the general that was taken. And when they took the general, they said, the army said, no, they didn't take that general. And those guys said, okay, you think we didn't take general? They filmed themselves. I watched the video, how they shot him. Did you guys watch it? I watched it, yeah. Because when I was watching it, I didn't know what because I was watching it on mute. So I didn't even know what I was watching. I was just watching someone talking, and I saw as we were talking to him, he was nodding his head. And next thing, I just saw that they shot him and fallen on the ground. It was not later, and I read. I said, "What's this?" And I saw that is the general that they took and they killed. And this other, the Reverend Father Reverend Father, Pastor Ezekiel or Reverend Ezekiel, he has even come out and said that they're threatening his own life. That they've already told him they're going to kill him. That look, something needs to be done. I don't know. It's just distressing. We need to remember that we even have people in this Nigeria. We have family members there, and there's no how he won't start touching places that we know. If it's getting out of hand like this and there's no control, I don't know. Honestly, this is very sad. It's very distressing. It's very sad. And it's not even about prayers anymore. It's even bad enough that a lot of our pastors are not even saying anything. A lot of our pastors, they're not even saying anything. It's only it took that reverend for it to get to United States. The big churches, we've not heard from them. The churches that people respect, we've not heard from them. It's so sad that so much light and publicity, even celebrities. It took Nicki Minaj from another country to be broadcasting it when our own local celebrities. I mean, so it's almost like looking like it's actually even political. That's the way it's even looking like, because if not, why aren't people really talking about this? There's other people that we're not even expecting that even try to help our situation. I don't know. If anybody else has anything to say, it's sad, honestly. It's not something, it's just distressing. It's making me, I feel so depressed every time when I read about this and open my phone, honestly. Okay, anybody can talk now. Why?
No, see. So I mean, there are many aspects to this. So
Sorry, quick one. 1 second. Nelly, we mute because there's always feedback. There's mic feedback when somebody's speaking. So I think going forward is better. Can you hear it? So we'll mute when person finishes it, but somebody else can talk.
So I was going to say, I mean, I think there are various aspects to this. I think, first of all, we have to think about the Christianity aspect, which the U.S. is coming from. That whole campaign of the U.S. saying, Christians are being killed, there's a genocide on Christians. And the people in Nigeria know that it's not just Christians that have been affected by this. But is it a good thing or is it a bad thing that the U.S. has gotten involved at this point, even though I think that there's an ulterior motive with that involvement? But is it a bad thing that they're involved at this moment? Because there are problems. This is a serious problem. And this has been on for a while. Totally, you mentioned it. During GJ's time, this was a huge problem. And it like with anything in Nigeria, it doesn't get better, it gets worse. Because once you arm bandits, whether it's in the Niger Delta or it's in the north, they don't drop those arms until they keep on going because it's lucrative for them. You know, there's something in it for them. So it's the matter of the girls. It's the matter, is it just Christians, the US involvement? Is it solely political? There's just so many angles to look at this from, and it's mind-boggling that that's where we are right now. And maybe because it hasn't touched people directly in the west of Nigeria, like we're talking about Lagos, but should we wait till it gets to that point before it starts to be taken seriously? I'm just, it's a lot. It's really a lot.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
If you see, we can talk about what's happening right now, but we also have to remember the genesis of all this. These current governments, right, when they were in opposition, I mean, when you sow a seed, you sometimes you don't know that you'll be the one to harvest it. You know, when you sow it, somebody else is in the office. Eventually, you don't know if you're going to harvest it. When Jonathan was in the office, was president, and he wanted to run for a second time, they were desperate to kick him out. I mean, for the first time in the history of our country, governors abandoned the sitting president and decamped to an opposition. And majority of those governors were northern governors. Let's call it what it is. And we know that the majority of the votes, that's why majority of the votes, you know, come from the north, because they have more states. Even though sometimes I feel I struggle with how they get those numbers, because I've been to the north. They just have mass land, but how they get these figures, I don't know. They decamped to APC, you know, in a bid to kick Jonathan out. And you know, majority of the votes come from the north. And that's why you see that every time there's a campaign going on for presidential election, for the most part, they will tell you this person cannot win because the north doesn't like him. This person cannot win because he cannot get votes in the north. So they knew that if they cripple Jonathan in the north, his chances of winning was going to be very slim. And so they brought in this chaos. Of course, we know that when you have a lot of unemployment, youth in their productive age not doing anything, when you need talk, there are already people are available to be recruited. So you arm these students, these young people who are out of school, who do not know their left from their right. You give them guns, give them AK-47. Many of these governors and politicians have access to government facilities. Some of these guns were actually our military ammunitions. Some of the ammunitions that have been recovered from these people actually belong to the government. How they got it, you will wonder. Jonathan looked at the bloodshed that was going on. That was when he came to say, see, his ambition is not worth the blood of a Nigerian. He left. Now, when these people took over power, don't forget, I don't know if you guys remember when Buhari, you know, said that the blood will flow if Jonathan won. If you guys remember that comment. And why was he saying that? Because they knew what they were doing. They were opposition. Now they get into power, they cannot disarm these boys. They cannot disarm them. Buhari struggled with them till he left office. Now Tinubu is here. So they cannot cry wolf. This is a problem they created. Of course, I'm not saying Nigeria was 100% peaceful. Of course, there were skirmishes of problems, religious crisis in Kaduna, in Jos, you know. But there were things that were confined into some areas when Yar'Adua was president, and even when Jonathan was president in his first term. All this chaos, all this madness, all this escalation happened just because Jonathan wanted to exercise his constitutional right to return to office. So now, I mean, and let's not be afraid to say what it is. There's also been systemic killing of Christians, right? They're systemic, but whether it has risen to the level of genocide is another debatable issue. But there has been systemic killing of Christians. So this topic, this insecurity in Nigeria, there's a lot of things in it. And I do not believe right now that there is a group of politicians sitting somewhere dictating where to attack, dictating to these boys where to attack or who to kill and other. No. What has happened is that because of what happened in 2015 when they kicked Jonathan out, these politicians have created an ecosystem of crime. So what you now have is that you have different criminal enterprises everywhere. So it's not coordinated. So some of these boys that were in those Boko Haram groups, those bandits and all that, I mean, when you do apprenticeship, you open your own office now. So many of them have now scattered everywhere. They have their own group, they have their own gang, they have their own areas of concentration. So it's not like when you catch somebody who is the head, you're going to eliminate the other. No, it's all over the place now. It's an ecosystem, and it's unfortunate that Nigeria, a country who used to be a tourist destination for people abroad, even we, the citizens of the countries, even those who live in Nigeria, are afraid to go to their own communities back in the village because they might just be a target, right? So that's what it is, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and I can tell you for real that I don't think this government is going to solve it. If anything, they're just going to use it as a campaign promise. I don't think they're going to solve it because it's totally out of their hands. Totally.
Well said. And I think you're right. For this situation to actually be solved, it means that the politicians have to put the country first. And I don't know if this is the...
Shade, Nigeria needs help. I'm telling you. This Trump thing,
but is it from the U.S.?
Shade, at this moment, it can be from anywhere. Let me tell you. See, look at this Nigeria we have now. Is this the Nigeria we used to love? Even Lagos, for that matter. Lagos, that is a 24-hour city. 24-hour city. When it's 10 o'clock, 11, people are in a hurry to go back home. We need help from anywhere right now. I'm telling you.
But should we not question, you and I know, should we not be questioning the help we're even...
No, Shade. We're not going to question any help. Let me tell you, I would rather get help from an American government than help from somewhere. This has been our strategic partner. We do not have a problem with U.S., right? Trump is not the U.S. Of course, his presidency is termed, right? No matter how crazy he's going to be, he's going to live there at a certain point. When Obama was in office, right, we had a different kind of relationship. Trump came, different kind of relationship. Biden came, it was a smoother relationship. We have been strategic partners of the U.S. for a very long time. In fact, U.S. has the embassy that the U.S. just built in Nigeria is one of the biggest anywhere in the world. So we have historic partnership with them, regardless of political ups and downs that they're having about who becomes their president. The presidency of America is an institution, and we have a relationship with them, right? I think Nigeria is the maybe third or fourth largest nation with immigrants in America. So let's not equate Trump with US. I understand where you're coming from, but we need help. They have the strongest and the largest, most equipped military in the world. They have intelligence in collaboration with Israel. We need help. This arrogance of Nigeria is, which sovereignty? Sovereignty is not just a word. It's a matter of facts. It's a matter of action. Sovereignty, you cannot protect yourself. You are saying you are sovereign. Which kind of sovereign is that? And the way the president and his government moves, Tinubu, the way they move like they don't know that the country is in crisis. They come and speak fancy words, no action. You are asking Natawale to go, former governor of Zamfara, to go to Kebbi and sit down and do what? See, all this cosmetic approach, Buhari did it many times. He would tell the army chiefs to go to the north. Some of them even moved there, stayed there months, nothing changed. It even got worse. And we hear that the military, some of them are even selling ammunitions. They are giving information to these bandits and terrorists. So even in the security architecture, these guys have information, they have collaborators. So it's gotten out of hand, and I'm trying to say I do not trust the government or even our military to deal with the issue. I don't trust them. In fact, when there is war, since this war has been going on, some of our military generals and all of them, they are getting richer because they are making money out of it. Military contractors are making money out of it.
Yeah, there was a comment from someone saying that they can bet that the government is making money from this somehow.
Of course, so I do not trust them. But to the extent that I want America to come and help us, and America is not saying they're coming to invade the country, no. Anyway, I hope we're going to discuss that, but it's not an invasion. Do you understand? We should get off our high horses as the biggest black nation in the world, blah, blah, blah. We need help. We need the Nigeria that we used to love. In 2001, I would go to Zamfara to go and visit my auntie who was there at some point, from Guso, Binikebi, Bakura, Bukuyum, Kaura, Namoda. I will travel anytime just to go on a road trip, see the lovely places. I'll go to Funtua for the fish festival. You know, go to just traverse the north. Very beautiful place. You dare not now. They're not born you were. Travel from Zamfara, they are going to Zaria. How? I mean, you're gambling with your life. So Nigeria is totally upside down. Totally upside down. Every time you go on a road trip, your heart is skipping. How many people can afford to pay for flight ticket? And because of the danger on the ground, air ticket has become astronomically too expensive. So Nigeria is in existential threats, problem, and we are the architect of our own problem. You know, so let's look for help, ask for help. You know, that's what we need right now. We cannot solve this problem ourselves. They say Nigeria goes to African countries to help other countries. Those are smaller countries. Many of these countries are not even as big as Southwest. Those are smaller countries. Those are small fries. It's not to say that we are not experts in solving our own problem. We need help. UK, America, we need help. Forget all this sovereignty talk right now. This is not the time to be talking about sovereignty.
Let me add that I want us to be clear. The insecurity that Nigerians are facing today is in multiple folds. They're the ones who say, oh, it's land grabbing. That's why there's insecurity. They're the ones who say, oh, it's ethnic cleansing. There's insecurity. They're the ones so insecurity ranges from your day-to-day kidnapping, petty, I won't even call it petty kidnapping, or even petty stealing, to kidnappings that we see that you enter one chance, to your Boko Harams and your ISWAPs and your bandits, because they all have different names. So I want us to be clear that this insecurity is not just or we have armed men who are just killing people. No, everybody is out there for a reason. And you know, like Aisha Isuf always says, that every Nigerian is a victim that is waiting to happen. Every single, whether you are living in the north or in the south or in wherever you are, that country in itself is a problem. And if we do not face these issues head, like someone rightly said earlier, continuously it hasn't gotten better. It has only become worse. And I don't see the Nigerian government tackling this issue. I mean, if they could have tackled it, we wouldn't even be here today. Buhari went through it and he didn't do anything. GJ, like we rightfully said, also went through it. He didn't do anything. Now we are with Jagaban. So at the end of the day, you have to, like, honestly, I will take help from anywhere. I don't even care where this help is coming from. We are here privileged to not be in the northern part of Nigeria where these things are happening, where people are burying loved ones, families, babies. I've seen babies killed. Like, I don't understand how this is normal. This cannot be normal. And like Nelly said, oh, we call ourselves Giant of Africa. Giant of Africa, that their people are suffering day to day. There's bad roads, there's insecurity, there's bad healthcare. I mean, what are you gianting here? So I honestly, it's quite unfortunate, because Nigeria now seems like you go to bed at night, once you wake up, is brand new problems, brand new troubles, brand new insecurity, brand new stories. There's always something. Forget that people are dealing with the fact that they cannot eat 3 square meals or 2 square meals or have jobs or go to hospitals and be treated. Those are problems on its own that we haven't even found solution to. We're now adding that some people come together, make deals with government. Oh, tomorrow you hear, oh, their bandits are in talks with government. Bandits are negotiating. What are you negotiating? You negotiate with terrorists? I don't understand where are you negotiating with terrorists?
They gave some people government ceremony, gave them clothes, money, and all that. They said they are good. Somebody even said that some of you can become president in the future, reintegrating. What do you know what they said? Because of good behavior, you kill human beings in hundreds.
So,
And government comes begging.
Lenny, I want to ask you a question. In your legal perspective, right?
Yeah.
What Nnamdi Kalu has done and what Gumi is doing,
Yeah.
how are they different?
Okay, so now let me tell you something. What Nnamdi Kanu has been convicted of and sentenced for is a travesty. Is a travesty. Terrorism charge is the height of it, and the punishment is death, right? You will imagine that a government that has been shouting that they are charging this guy for terrorism, making all kinds of shows out of it. You imagine that they will have presented substantial evidence before the court to get him convicted. Will it surprise you that when the court was reading out his judgment and got to the portion of evaluation of the evidence, do you know that there was no single place the prosecution led evidence to say that some deaths or any death was as a direct consequences of what Nnamdi Kanu did, or that he fired a gunshot, right? Or that he led a soldier, or that he imported arms. Everything centered around broadcast, what he said. His evidence, some of the evidence they tendered was radio transmitter, microphone, even with his boxers. You can convict him of anything else, whatever it is, public disturbance, incitement, inciting the public, whatever, for social unrest and all that. I don't care. But terrorism, and the judge was not acting as if he was being merciful. I don't want to condemn him to death, but life imprisonment. On that kind of, anyway, like I said, comment I made in my social handle that if the Court of Appeal looked at this matter and they're applying law stricto sensu, that judgment is a perverse judgment. And a perverse judgment in law is where the body of evidence used to convict somebody is a total loggerheads, to the conclusion. You say he's a terrorist, but he didn't kill anybody, no gun, no soldier, no physical harm to anybody, yet to convict him of terrorism is a perverse judgment. So the court will set it aside. That is believing that the court will do the right thing, And people have said worse. People have done worse. People like Sunday Igboho was arrested with firearms in his house. Gumi has done far, far worse. Gumi is hobnobbing with some of these terrorists in the name of, and he's made threats too, So it's like I said, is a joke.
So why was it easy to catch Nnamdi and it's not easy to catch Gumi? At least I know Sunday was arrested at one point.
Gumi is not hiding.
Let me tell you something.
Why are they arresting him? Because I have a feeling. No, the reason I'm asking, and that's why I asked you, because I have a feeling there's maybe they're trying to say Gumi has not done anything illegal yet, but Nnamdi's one has done something illegal. So what's the difference?
It was not easy to catch Nnamdi Kanu. A lot of money, expense, and personnel was deployed to abduct him from abroad. And that is because of the inherent hatred that Buhari had for him. Do you understand? Buhari had inherent, in fact, he called the eastern part of Nigeria. He said, when 97 people who voted for him, he cannot abandon them. We're talking about 5%. So he had inherent hatred for Nnamdi Kanu and that Biafra agitation. He had
allegedly.
No. Well, I'm choosing my words carefully. I know that he had hatred for them. And when he speaks about it, you can see the vile in his face. So he went that far
when he spoke about it.
So he wasn't hiding it. So he kept him there. So it's a criminal charge that Tinubu inherited. And I do not think that, Tinubu too was making political calculations because Buhari's stronghold is still there in APC. So I'm thinking, this is my thinking, that he might not want to just interfere to the point of getting him released because it might have political backlash. I don't know his own perception about Nnamdi Kanu because he has not publicly said anything about it. He always tried to avoid the topic. right? Until he comes to say what his own position is about Nnamdi Kanu, then I can assess him. But before, till now, I can only know about how Nnamdi Kanu got here. It was because Buhari was hell bent in, in keeping him. Of course, they could have picked the guy from the Nazaria. They could have Igboho, but I mean, for political expediency too. Let me tell you, the Southeast has, sorry, Shade, the Southeast has 5 states. Anybody in this country can become a president without the East. So if anybody is in office and is a president, whatever he does to the Southeast people, he can get away with it because he really doesn't need their votes. Do you understand? So Buhari could not touch Sunday Igboho because the prominent politicians were speaking for him and he needed the Southwest votes.
So
of course, this other guy is not.
Something.
I
want to just ask something now. The issue with Nigeria right now, is this a tribal issue? Is it a religious issue? Or is it just a political issue?
It's a cocktail of everything, Shade. And the truth of the matter is, it always starts with one of them, one of these factors that you have mentioned. Eventually, it will metamorphosize into, it becomes like a multiple-headed animal. So you cannot, it's become so complicated that all these factors are interwoven. You cannot say it's solely this one, tribal. You cannot say it's solely religious, but one of them always births the other. And that's why I said we need help from people who do not have these tribal religious sentiments to come on ground and help us. These criminals are not hiding in the skies. They know where they are. They know where they are.
Yeah, but the US is coming from the religious aspect.
No. That's okay. So I get what you're saying. You see, let me tell you, is a talking point, right? The US that is talking, it is the politicians that are talking now. Trump, Hexet, right? They are the ones talking, and they are trying to anchor it on religion, and that will give them the legal basis to come and interfere. But when they get on ground, it will be a totally different ramification. As far as I'm concerned, if US likes, let it come in because they think it's religious. Let them come in because they think it's ethnic cleansing. As long as they will get in and do the needful, really.
So do you actually believe the US will come and really do the needful? Because again, that's where I'm coming from. Because I know, see, based on what first of all, forget even the Trump presidency. Based on what we know when the US gets involved with helping another country, it never goes well for the country. So are we cutting help that will make it worse?
It's not all countries, Shade, that they have interfered in and it didn't go well. I can list you names of countries that they did interfere with and it went well. So let's stop with this narrative of, there are countries that it didn't go well with. It is not all countries.
Shade, hold on, Shade. I understand what you're saying, but don't forget that some of those countries that you may have concerns with were actually going through conventional wars or civil wars, right? What we are going through is insurgency, non-conventional war, terrorists, right? Terrorism. It's not like we have a known, just like case of Bin Laden, somebody who is leading a charge against the nation, right? What we have is just pockets of course, they disintegrated from Boko Haram and all that, but we just have pockets of criminals doing havoc on a large scale at the same time at different areas of the country. So it's a different thing. It's not like they're going to come in with their F-15s, blah, 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 invade Nigeria as if we're in full-blown war. So it's a different case from Libya. It's a different case from Iraq. It's a different case from Afghanistan. Do you understand? So those are different cases. Those were conventional wars. I am optimistic that if it is oil they want, the one we have been selling for ourselves, what have we benefited from it? If America wants to come and take our oil and give us peace, please let them come. At least we are using for this time, we will know that our oil is giving us something. Not this one that they will steal the money and still come and tell us stories.
You know what's interesting with this natural resource conversation is that governors who have resources in their states are making money with China. Wait, Nelly, let me finish. They are making money outside their people. They are what's it called? Logistics ongoing, Chinese residents in the north who are tapping from these mineral resources that the people don't even benefit from. And so it's interesting when a lot of people come out and say, our natural resources that did not touch me from when I was born until now, At the end of the day, for me, all I want to say is, and this is my own pitch, last pitch. Nigeria needs help. In admitting that you need help, then you can start to find profound solutions to the problems that you have. When we run around and shy away from the fact that Nigeria, which our leaders are doing currently, oh, this is like trying to color paint it, speak another English, say another language, we're not going to move on from the problem we have at hand. Secondly, I just read on Showere's timeline that Nnamdi Kanu has been moved from Abuja to Sokoto prison. Why did they move Nnamdi Kanu from Abuja to Sokoto? Those are questions we need to start to ask. Lastly, unless as a people we leave ethnicity and religion and whatever it is behind and stop all this narrative of, oh, the Igbo people are this, oh, the Yorubas are this, oh, the Northerners are this, and start to look and deal with ourselves as human beings and a people, we will not move forward as a nation. It's a problem.
In answering Shade's question, Liberia, during Charles Taylor, U.S. intervened and they had stability for a while. And what was that country? Somalia, that had pirates. U.S. were the ones that intervened when they were doing pirates those days. They're the ones that made pirates popular. Of course, I mean, we all know of the other ones that didn't work out well, like Gaddafi and Sudan and co. But at least those two. So maybe we'll end up being a Liberia. Who knows? That I'm trying to say that if they intervene.
So the question is, what is better right now? What we have, we wake up every day, children are dying.
So I think that US should actually try and intervene, because have you guys noticed that is when US said they want to come and do something that Tinubu started saying he's doing something about it.
Wait, let me say this one. Do you know that when they kidnapped the 25 children, Bayo Ononuga the next day said Tinubu was going to South Africa, he listed some countries that he had to go and do some work in. And the Nigerians were outraged. Like people, the Kwara video was viral from the church, Eruku, that church, and then the 25 children abduction. And Nigerians were like, are you people, is this something that is fundamentally wrong with you people in government? That his country is bleeding, and yet he finds time to want to go to another country. And then they made another press statement to come and say, okay, he's not going anymore because he does issues. Then he sends Shetima to Kebbi. So you were asking about Shetima earlier. Where is Shetima? Tolu, he sent Shetima to Kebbi to go and to do his condolence visit. Tinubu is, as far as I'm concerned, Tinubu cannot and will not bring a lasting solution to this problem at hand. He doesn't have the capacity, he doesn't have the competency. I do not have any faith in Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Tinubu lacks capacity to govern anything. Even when he was in Lagos, he lacked the capacity. People just, what Lagos? They say he did well in Lagos. This same Lagos. So all this he did have suddenly disappeared. The man just likes to, be governor and be president. The title, he likes the benefit of those offices, but doesn't like the work. The man lacks capacity he doesn't have empathy. Even the way he talks about problems, you see that this one is just occupying the office. I think him and Buhari, they are in competition as to who is more incompetent, So don't have any hope.
So you guys remember that he's campaigning to come back in for a second term. So I think based on that, he will actually do something. That's my belief.
He won't do anything.
And please take note, I am not supporting Tinubu.
Let me ask you.
I'm having hope. that based on that he wants to come back again. He's going to use that and say, because if he knows that if he doesn't do anything, nobody will vote for him.
Let me tell you something. Let's not be delusional. A country, this is not a democratic country. Tinubu, he was not president. Buhari and everybody, they said, they were trying to sabotage him, and he still made it to be president. So they couldn't stop him then. So it is now that he is appointing.
No, you don't understand. No, Nelly, this time is different.
Nobody can stop him.
No, Nelly, let me tell you the difference. When Tinubu was coming in that time, there are people that supported him. Now, you will not see. They will
write results now. He doesn't need anybody's support.
Nelly, it's different. It's a different thing if no one is supporting you and you go and fake results. If you have supporters and you fake results, it can work out for you.
Tolu, hold on. Let me ask you a question now. Please, don't beat around it. If Tinubu people don't support him. There's outrage, blah blah. They do election and they write the results and declare him as winner. What will happen? Tell me.
Revolution will happen.
From who? Led by PDM.
No, from the Northerners.
You are joking. The Northerners are the collaborators. Which are you talking about? Can you
let me tell you this quick story. Wait, let me tell you this quick story before we move to the next story. So I heard there was in the Southwest, there was this bus driver who was conveying people to their destinations. You know how we call them moluers and conductors and drivers or whatever, or buses anyway. And the conversation was ongoing about, their son, because they call Tinubu Omowa, our child is the one in presidency, right? So, and they were talking about it, and a lot of people were in the bus, a good number of people in the bus were saying how disappointed they are since he got into power. Everything has gone upside down. He has failed. And then this man said, there's a man who in the bus, now he's also a Yoruba man, ethnicity for sure. And the man said, well, he's our child. And when Buhari was there, nobody was clamoring for Buhari to leave. And he did his 8 years. That's what Tinubu must be allowed to do his 8 years. So in that instance, the driver now stops the car. So people thought maybe there was a mechanical fault. So the driver now told everybody to calm down, that indeed that he needs to check something. So they were waiting to get back on the bus. He now told everybody to go back in, told the man who said he's our child, Omowa, that he has to finish his 8 years, counted his teeth to him, told him not to enter that bus again, closed his door, and he drove off. If you want to support madness, please support it in your house. What I don't like is people who cannot call a spade a spade. Tinubu cannot help Nigeria. He doesn't have the capacity.
Nigerians are not well. You see, that's why I said they weaponize poverty. When the election period comes now, you'll be surprised that people like you, I'm not being you now, people who have this kind of optimism that you have in different platforms, when they integrate them into the campaign organizations that will be scattered everywhere and give them small money, you will see the change of tone. What are you talking about? Because you're in Canada, you have too much hope. Let's move on, please. Nothing will happen. It will be president except natural occurrences happen. But as long as the man is breathing, even if he's walking on one leg and one hand.
Nelly, speak the natural occurrence. Are you afraid?
No, I don't want to. I don't want people to say I'm wishing him to you. If the man is still alive, it will be.
Shade, why are you laughing?
Do we have time for one more story?
We do.
No. We'll record it and put it on.
Did you not see?
Can't do anything.
Did you not see what they tried to do with Yaradua? Somebody that was abroad, vegetable for months.
They told us
they still try to remain in office. You have Nigeria. The president, we have selected. That's the problem in Nigeria.
I believe that Tinubu is ready to rule over ashes and blood. He doesn't care.
You see this one that Jonathan said his ambition is not worth the blood of Joker. Tinubu
does not care. If you like, let people, the whole Nigerians die. As long as he's sitting pretty in his Aso Rock and they're calling him president. President, on your mandate, we shall start Jagaban. On your that's all that the sycophants are there. Singing him.
He's not heartless. He's going to negotiate for peace.
Who's going to negotiate peace with who?
With whoever, with Gumio, with Iswap. I believe that. No, I believe that.
Who is going to negotiate?
Will do something. I believe that.
Who is going to with who now?
Yeah, he's a father. You guys don't. He's a father.
Who is a father?
I'm not supporting. Please take note. I'm not supporting him.
We indulge that. If we indulge, Tolu,
when this thing is happening, Tinubu will do something.
Tolu, if we indulge you, more good VDM into this conversation.
Oh yeah, it's done. We will be back for VDM and Jollof. That was
Nigeria later. For Nigeria,
VDM will be working for MC Olomo. Is a hooligan.
Normal. If it was another country, your influencers will be doing pray for Israel, pray for Afghanistan, pray for. I've not seen pray for Nigeria.
So. No. Let us be fair. A lot of celebrities, and not just the usual ones. Macaroni has come out.
Oh yes,
come out.
Apart from those, no, those are
those ones normal. They speak up.
But they are celebrities.
Who else?
My heart.
No. Falz the bad guy and Macaroni are always on top of shit. I see them like me and you. I don't see them as celeb because they speak up.
And I
Guys,
love him so much. And
guys,
he's not even saying anything.
you know the irony of this?
Who hasn't said anything, Tolu?
Dupa, wait.
He did.
Dupa, wait, hold on.
Eh.
You
Oh, Davido spoke up. Oh,
Are you
Davido
serious?
he did.
Hey,
I'm sorry,
you know
David.
the irony
I'm
of
so
this?
sorry. I love you.
You know the irony of this is that, you know, for many, many years now, for more than 2-3 years now, stop the killing in Palestine, in Gaza, blah, 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 is dominated everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
The entire population of Gaza is 2 million. It's not even up to Lagos. The entire population of Gaza is 2 million. And Nigeria, the number of people they are losing is not even as much as what they are losing in Nigeria. Nigeria is the sport that is losing the highest number of human beings on daily basis.
Yeah.
Here, yet we don't hear the public outcry. Anyway, let's go.
Okay,
guys. Thank you for watching.
Well. I would just like to say that we're people and we will not lose hope. We will, like Tolu said, maybe something will happen. I'm really hoping something will happen because we cannot continue like this as a nation.
We cannot.
Impossible. We can't.
all right.